How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? ToyDualer here, and today I'm going to be talking about my top 5 favorite Pokemon games. So throughout the years, there have been many Pokemon games released, but today I'm going to be telling you guys, out of all those Pokemon games, which are my top 5. So, without further ado, let's get this list started. Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness. Pokemon XD was one of the Pokemon games that I'm surprised I ever actually tried. The only reason I originally got it is because I heard you were able to get a Lugia in that game, and before Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver came out, there was no way to get Lugia in Generation 3 or Generation 4, so I got this game basically just to get Lugia. But little did I know I was in for one of the greatest Pokemon adventures of my life. There are a lot of things I like about Pokemon XD. The fact that you start off with an Eevee. I mean, Eevee is an awesome Pokemon to start off with, and all the choices of evolutions that you have. Shadow Pokemon were awesome, and they also made the game a little bit more challenging. If you used a regular Pokemon, all their moves would be super effective against yours, and if you used a Shadow Pokemon, they would be stuck at the level that they were at until you purified them. And also, because of those Shadow Pokemon, this is the only game, along with Pokemon Coliseum, where you could actually catch other people's Pokemon. Another thing I really liked about Pokemon XD was the fact that every battle in the game was a double battle. Personally, I find double battles a lot of fun. There's a whole different set of strategies that you use in double battles that you just can't have in single battles, and I love all the combinations of Pokemon that you could use and your opponents use against you that really work well in the game. Like, I remember fighting against Mirror B. Another reason why I love this game, if you guys haven't heard the Mirror B music, it is amazing, and it's worth playing this game just to hear his battle music. But I love how he uses a range team and his whole team like supports itself, and you just don't really see that kind of stuff in the main series Pokemon games. I really wish they would make a sequel to this game for the Wii U or the Nintendo NX, because I really like the whole concept. Shadow Pokemon were really cool, fighting double battles is just refreshing, and it would be really nice to see what they can do nowadays with this type of game. The story was alright, you go on your typical Pokemon save the world type journey, but what I really enjoyed about this game was all the stuff that made it unique and sets it apart from all the main series Pokemon games, and like I said before, I would definitely love to see a sequel to this game. Pokemon Ranger Shadows of Almia. The Pokemon Ranger series is a spin-off off of the main series Pokemon games, where instead of being a Pokemon trainer catching and battling your Pokemon, you're a Pokemon Ranger, saving the world and using Pokemon as your temporary partners to help you complete tasks and save the day. I actually really enjoyed the plot of this game. You start off in Pokemon Ranger School at the bottom, learning how to become a Pokemon Ranger. You make some friends that both have great dreams in the Pokemon world, and you start to become a low-class ranger going on small little missions and gradually progressing and getting better, and then going on more challenging missions. And eventually you find out that one of your teachers from the beginning of the game was actually one of the leaders of the bad guy team, which shocked me when I was like first playing through this. And I remember once I got to that point, I just could not put this game down. It was really fun. But what I definitely liked the most about this game was the gameplay. Instead of using Pokeballs to catch Pokemon in this game, you use the capture styler, and that basically means you have to make loops around the Pokemon, and with each loop you increase the friendship, I believe it was, and then once it reaches maximum friendship, you capture the Pokemon and you can use it for one use. The Pokemon you catch can help you out in the field, or also in catching other Pokemon. For example, I remember catching a grass Pokemon would make grass appear on the field, and if the Pokemon walked in it, it would slow down, or catching a normal Pokemon would increase the length of your styler. It may sound silly making a whole bunch of circles to catch your Pokemon, but it's actually really fun, and if you guys haven't tried a Pokemon Ranger game, I would definitely recommend it, and this is the game you should try. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Time. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Time is another one of those Pokemon games that I'm actually surprised I tried. Back in 2008 when this game was released, I was waiting for the next main series Pokemon game, but there wouldn't be another one for another year. Diamond and Pearl just came out in the US, and Pokemon Platinum was on its way. It was actually coming out in Japan, but it wasn't quite here yet. So I needed something to fill in my Pokemon cravings. And then I heard about this new Pokemon game, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, and I never tried a Mystery Dungeon game before that. So I opened it up, and boy was I in for an adventure. In Explorers of Time, you begin your adventure washed up on a beach. One day you're a human, but the next day, after a crazy storm, you become a Pokemon. The Pokemon you become depends on the answers to a personality quiz you take in the beginning of the game, which is really interesting. And right away, you run into another Pokemon that's wondering if you're okay. Together, you and this Pokemon go together to Wigglytuff's guild, and you become Pokemon Explorers, going on adventures, finding treasure, running into bad guys, and it's just a very incredible game. This game has an absolutely amazing storyline, and I would definitely recommend you try it. If you like good stories, this is the game for you. It'll make you laugh, it'll make you cry, you'll get so attached to the characters. This game is just a masterpiece all around, and I absolutely love it. Pokemon Gold. Pokemon Gold was actually my first Pokemon game and my first video game ever. The story of how I got Pokemon Gold is actually kind of interesting. When I was in first grade, I was telling my friends how I wanted to build a rocket ship and I needed parts for my rocket ship. So the next day, one of my friends came to school with a Game Boy Color and Pokemon Gold and told me to put it in my rocket ship. Now obviously a Game Boy Color doesn't have enough power to supply a rocket ship. You need at least 3 Nintendo 3DS's to do that. But I did decide to turn it on and give it a go anyway to see what this mysterious thing was. And it was very interesting. When I first started up the game, I literally could not get out of my room, the room you start the game in, because I couldn't figure out where the door was. And hey, look, when you're like 5 years old and you've never played a video game before, and there's no clear indication of where to go, you'd probably get stuck in that room too for a little while. Hey, maybe that's why my friend gave me the Game Boy Color in the first place, because he couldn't figure out how to get out of there either. But once I was able to get out of that room, I was amazed. Gold and Silver are still my favorite Pokemon games to play through nowadays because the whole Johto region is really cool. I love the storyline, I love how you have a rival that's such a mean person. If you talk to him before you get a Pokemon, he'll just kick you away from the lab. It's so funny. It's such a cool region. The Pokemon that you could find there are really cool, and I love how after you beat the game, there's so much more to do. You go back to the whole Kanto region and battle the gym leaders there and go to Mount Silver and fight Red. Pokemon Gold is just an incredible game. And I prefer Pokemon Gold to Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver because I like the old graphics better, I like the old music better, and to me it's just a little bit faster because the Game Boy Color games, for whatever reason, they ran faster than the DS games, the frame rate anyway. Pokemon Diamond. I have so many amazing memories with this game. This game came out when I was in elementary school, and I remember reading about this game when it was coming out in all sorts of Nintendo magazines and promos at like Toys R Us and that kind of stuff, and I was saving up all my money to be able to buy a Nintendo DS, and 6 days after the game came out, I finally saved up enough money, and I got this game, and it was beautiful. I remember as soon as I got it, I went over to one of my friend's house. He was playing Pokemon Fire Red, and I was playing the brand new Diamond version. And the first thing that just amazed me was the graphics of the wild Pokemon battles. That little animation of the grass sliding by in the beginning just blew my mind. It was incredible, a huge step up from the Game Boy graphics. The Sinnoh region, it's still one of my favorite regions to this day. It has so much going on. Part of it's snowy, part of it's like a tropical island, part of it's a beach. Just the Sinnoh region is beautiful, and it has a lot of diverse environments. It's a very nice region to explore. And Pokemon Diamond and Pearl were the first Pokemon games to actually use the Nintendo Wi-Fi connection, so these were the first games you could actually battle and trade with people across the world, and that was incredible for me. I remember I used to spend so much time after school coming home, talking on Pokemon fan boards and everything, saying how much better I was at Pokemon than everybody else and challenging people. I was very cocky when I was younger. This game also had the underground system, which I really wish they would bring back, and I would go over to my friends' houses and we would all play our Pokemon games and run underground and set traps for each other, and it would just be the coolest thing, setting like these really elaborate traps and then hiding them and having them run into each other. Oh my goodness, I wish they would bring those back. They were so much fun. The Pokemon itself that were released with Diamond and Pearl, I loved all of them. The starters were all awesome. I liked this whole Starly evolution line. Basically everything from Sinnoh I like. I don't think that I have a single complaint about this game. The evolutions of the old Pokemon, I really wish they would still do that. Electivire is one of my all-time favorites. Weavile is my favorite Pokemon. So yeah, the Sinnoh region, it just had a huge impact on my childhood, and this was by far my favorite Pokemon game. It had such amazing features, and it came out in just the right time in my life, and it's always gonna be the Pokemon game that I remember when I think about all the awesome memories and times I had playing Pokemon. Alright, and that's my list of my top 5 favorite Pokemon games, and I would love to know what your favorite Pokemon games are. Let me know in the comment section below. I want to thank you all for watching this video. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more awesome Pokemon videos like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll be seeing you guys next time.